Yeah, so we read Empire the Dam for this episode, and we're gonna geek out about it because, yeah, I really enjoyed this book. We both Jake read it when it came out. I started it when it came out, and I got about 400 pages in before I had to tap out. Not because I didn't like it, but because I don't know. I can't tell you right
Other
now.
things joined in, had to happen.
Yeah, life happens.
And we're so pumped
I
for
had
the
just
new
read
one
the
that comes
first
out
book.
next week.
I am gonna tear through that third one.
I'm so pumped for the new book. Yeah. But this book's great, man. I think second books are hard, you know, like especially. So I had only read his first.
You either
book.
nail it or you don't.
Right, and I didn't read Nevernight, that trilogy he did. So I read the first book, and it's great. Of course, it's like I don't know if it's a 10 out of 10, but it's sure damn close. So the second book, you're a little worried. I think the world he built was really good. So the question is, you know, can he continue that world in a way that's still interesting and intriguing? Is the story going to carry in the same way? And I think he absolutely nails it like the whole way through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, especially rereading a book, I think it's easier to break down a book scene by scene because you already know what's going to happen. And there are genuinely only a couple, like 3 scenes in the whole 700-page book that I'm not like fully loving and into. That's pretty impressive.
That's true.
Man.
That's true. There's not a lot of moments, even the parts I did reread, where I was like, "Oh yeah, this." Like, "Oh yeah." Like there wasn't a part that I was like, "Oh, this fucking terrible part." Yeah,
it's really really good.
I think as a book, I think it's structured a lot better than the first one. Like I love the first one. Don't get me wrong, but I like that this story, even though it's bouncing between the different narrators, it is telling one cohesive story, whereas the other one was very back and forth the whole time. As soon as you'd get to, and it was a lot of like,
so
one story would get to somewhere.
Timelines,
yeah, right? So it was just like, you know, and I like that, but I think he did a really good job of, like, instead of the different timelines, have just different people's perspectives and let it play chronologically. I'm interested to see what the third book
similar
does
for the third time, but it was really good.
I think he's gonna mix it up because I think things are going
writing, right? Pretty masterful writing to be able to pull both of those off in the same series.
Yeah,
right,
and maybe 3 different things we'll see, but like
it's really good.
Yeah, this is a great sequel. This is a great sequel because, like, you've got the backstory, you've got the now story, you've got it all. You've got the world, you've got the concepts, all of that's out of the way. So now this book gets to just, like, anything you're learning about is just plot-centric shit. Nothing, like, world-wise. That gave him room to just tell the fun,
a hell of a story.
A hell of a story. I mean, even when I started this and I was like, okay, it's the beginning of the book, I was still like, I forgot how quick it all started. Like, a lot of the first half of this book, I was like, oh, this is snappier than I remember.
It's really impressive how
there's no fluff really.
And it's, I don't know, man. There's some kind of magic that happens on certain books where I just don't feel the need to pick my head up. I have said this before on the podcast, but it's like the best compliment I can give to a book is if I don't have any need to pick my head up to check my phone, to look at the TV, to do anything else, because I'm just so entranced in your world. It's the greatest compliment I can give a book. And this book does it immediately. And on a second read, that's really impressive for me. And I remember the first time I loved it, right?
Yeah.
But even a second time, knowing what happens and still loving it like that's very impressive for me.
That is a really good thing.
I'm trying to think. I mean, this thing falls very high for me in my favorite series of all time. After 2 books, I really love it that much. I think it's that good.
You were raving about the first one after you read it, which led me to read it. Which I really enjoyed.
Very unique too, right? Like,
yeah.
You know.
Well, that's another thing. I think this book in particular, because I think for you, I remember the thing was like, you didn't know anything about The Last of Us. So, like, when the ending came and I was like, I mean, it was The Last of Us. You were like, well, I don't know how that goes. And I was like, oh, so it wasn't as original. The rest of it's pretty original. But the ending, I was like, yeah, they just did The Last of Us. This one, on the other hand, I'm not like, yeah, they just did blank.
Yeah.
Which I like. I like a lot.
Yeah.
Because that was my only gripe with the first one was like,
I mean, that, yeah.
They just did that 10 years after that did it. So, but this one, I mean, the ending was, the whole story. I don't even know how I want to get into talking about like the story of it all.
So in the story, at first, you have, you know, in our main story, we have 2 or 3 main characters, 2 real main characters, right? Gabriel de Leon and Dior de Chance. And,
Mm-hmm.
with very small spoilers, that Gabrielle and Dior are together for the first couple hundred pages, and then they're separated for the
Yeah.
rest of the
The
book.
rest of the
So,
book.
so this
Yeah.
book is being told, following two different main characters in two different areas of the world, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I think that is the only time is where there's a couple scenes I'm not really into. Every Gabrielle scene to me is great. I love all of it. There's a couple Dior scenes that I'm not quite as into, but overall, I think Dior, where it's really evolved from the first book, is she's less of her own character than she is in this book, right? And I think you're going to see more of that in the third book, that in this book, she's able to carry her own story a little bit
Mm-hmm.
better. I still don't
Yeah.
think she carries a story as much as Gabriel does, but I think
I think
you're
she
going to
still
see.
did pretty good.
I think she did. I think it's great. I
I
do.
think
I'm just saying she's
most
not
of
quite
the
as good
yeah.
as
I think my
Gabriel.
favorite stuff in this book that happens in it is told through that perspective. I mean, getting
Really?
into like even upon the second reread, I was like getting into because the whole first book, you don't go into the heart of how the vampire societies work.
That's really good. It's a great
And
point.
you
It's
go
really
with
good.
her through that. I texted you last night, because Gabriel spends his portion of that time just getting laid all the time and fighting epic battles and having sex. And Dior's out here just like
By the way, there
the
could be a worse
worst
character
shit.
to read about. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I really, even upon reread, I was like, this is some cool shit. I get why I stopped, because I was just like, I wasn't ready to switch.
How good is it when Dior first gets to we're spoiling, but we'll try not to do big bigs. We'll try not to do big bigs. But when she gets to where the Devox are, and she walks in for the first time, and they just have like bodies hanging from the ceiling and blood all over the place. Like, that was
the first time,
so
horrific,
good. But it's just good. Like where you're gripped,
it's good. Yeah, it's what you
it.
Want in this kind of. You want if you want to be scared of these vampires, you need to show us why we should be afraid of them, and we certainly are. And you never really stop till even after the end. Yeah. I mean, there's a point where like Nikita, I think it's Nikita, throws a sword just out of anger and chops a bunch of those bodies in half, and it's just like, oh, this is so. I mean, the stuff Dior is going through, it's just. I think that's why I had to stop, because it was just heartbreaking for like 200 pages. It's just like the worst shit that could happen. Baptiste is the one that like betrays her when she escapes.
He's got the real worst shit happening to him too.
Oh yeah, everybody in this book has just the worst shit happening to them all the time.
But it's like a perfect
even when you think it's gonna be
so
good.
Awful that the book's not miserable because of it.
No,
though, right?
No.
There's just
I honestly thought the ending was pretty positive until like the very end. I was like, oh, things are going pretty well for everybody.
Well, I'm telling you, I expect the last book to just be devastating all the way through. So I'm expecting it. Dude,
I mean, I can't imagine it could be completely
what a great writer
devastating.
This guy is, though, right? What a great writer he is. Like, I'm
he's
very
interesting
impressed.
to read.
He's not just written a great story, but I think the way he tells it is really good. I think his prose is actually pretty good. I think it's more Sanderson-like than like a Robert Jordan, but it is good. I think he has some life talk well. It's not quite Christopher Rocchio by any means.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like he's just like a lower, like...
He's like a Sanderson. That's what it is. It's okay. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's
I'd compare
this
story in particular closer to Sun Eater, like the way he's talking, but it's not like to that degree.
But I'm just saying the writing itself is more...
Yeah, popcorny.
Yeah,
popcorn
but man, is it
read.
Good.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, the way people talk to each other in this, it's just, you believe it, because you believe these characters in this world would act and talk like that. I mean, they're miserable. Of course they're going to be like, fucking eat a cock. There was a lot of lines that I wish I had a highlighter as I was reading, because I wanted to bring them in. Because there is some philosophical, like there's so many times where it cuts back to Gabriel. He's like, let me tell you this, cold blood. And he like tells...
pretty good philosophically at times, right?
He does have some pretty good philosophical moments. And even when it's like, I call it redneck philosophy, because it's just like, you know what I mean? But it's still good. It's like, that's a simple way of putting
it's a little more
something that makes a lot of sense.
Christopher Rocchio. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well put.
So that's really fun to have. I mean, and I also listened to the audiobook, and the guy that does Gabriel and the guy that reads the Selene parts are just perfect. Like they're just like,
Really?
this is exactly what I want these people to sound like. Like, and it's fun hearing Gabriel talk. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, spot on. Um,
A perfect Gabriel line. I definitely texted you. I'm gonna not.
yeah,
It's not gonna be perfect, but
you can
there's a
butcher
scene
it.
happening, and well, I'm not gonna butcher it. I might, but there's a scene happening where he's like, "Yeah, where things are finally go well," and he said, "And the Lord took it upon himself to place his cock firmly in my ear at that
Mm-hmm.
time. I should have known
Yeah,
better." It's stuff like that
he.
all through both books.
It's
It's like
yeah. Anytime it's
it's like a
cutting to just
funny little
like,
comedic reprieve in this, like,
oh sure. I mean,
yeah.
so the end battle, like the end, like the last chapter that is the battle. They're being funny with it because it's now at a point where Gabriel and Selene are telling the story in the same time, so they're cutting each other off, like
Yeah.
things, and it's like, it's funny. It's funny that it's happening that way. You're
Yeah.
almost annoyed because you're like, oh, I just want to know
Can
what's
we just tell
happening
the
in this part of
story?
the battle.
But it's very
But
realistic as to what would happen with them, right?
and I think it was good to be that funny because the book was about to be pretty fucking
Horrific.
sad at the very end. So
Yeah.
I was worried about Aaron the whole time. Like I did not think Aaron and Baptiste were making it out of this book at all. So the fact that
Yeah.
they did, I was just like, oh, thank God. Thank God, thank God, thank God. Because a lot of people do ultimately like live the book. For
Yeah.
something that is like the second half wasn't as grim as I expected it to be. When it cut back to Dior and she, like, it made sense. I was like, oh, I totally get why her blood is doing this. We've set this up. Like, I get why she's not
Mhm.
affected. But there was this part of me that was like, let's see her just like, let's see that story where she is affected and we got to learn how she like overcomes that. Whatever. Because I'll tell you what, dude, when I got to that scene when Nikita was killing all those people
I
off that like she
know.
had teamed up with, I was locked the fuck in. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my
It's
God.
really
How? And then
good.
when that was one of the reveals. So there's a lot of reveals in this book that like the book reveals and you as the reader are already like, oh yeah, I thought we already assumed this. Okay. This was not one of those moments. When that Isla turned out to be Nikita's like henchman girl, I was like, did not see that one coming. Did not see that
Okay,
one coming.
very good reveal. I loved that.
Yeah.
That
Every other reveal in this book, though,
wait,
not really great. Like I
you
saw it
think
coming
that
a mile
you
away.
think that them using like Phoebe's people's blood as their, did you think that was obvious? I
Oh,
didn't have that.
100%. As soon as Nikita had the wolf, or not Nikita,
Lilith.
Lily had the wolf. I was like, oh yeah, it's probably like their blood. And then when he gets it, yeah, I saw that coming.
Mm-mm.
The
I got
second
none of
she
that
had a
in me.
wolf, I was like, well, I wonder what his deal is. I bet he's like actually a guy. I didn't expect him to be Phoebe's husband by the end, so that shocked me. But I was the whole book. I was like, when is this wolf gonna
I had none of that.
reveal that he's, one of these people?
I had
Because like
none
they
of it.
said it, they talk about how Lily's being like was like came from them, and I was just like, what are the odds this bitch just has a big ass wolf? So yeah, I
Maybe
saw
I'm the
that
perfect
coming.
reader because I'm so
Yeah,
gullible with
maybe.
these things.
Maybe. Yeah, you really do just go into it like
That's my
not
thing, is
even
I
a
don't
get,
want to know. Tori
which
does
is
it all the
good.
time, that she's really good at predicting things, and I'm like, I don't want to
Yeah,
know.
I just didn't think
wanna
I just
know.
didn't think it was subtle enough to even like get past me at all. I was just like,
I guess
yeah.
I just don't think about it.
Yeah, which is fine. There was another part where like Selene tells Gabriel how she met his dad and how he became her teacher. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then we moved on for a while. And then they fight Fabian and he's like, tell him how he died. And it's just like, yeah, she sucked him up. Like, I
Of
thought
course
we
she sucked
already.
him up, yeah.
Right. I thought we already
That
knew
one's
that
fair.
as the
Yeah.
readers. And it was like 150 pages later. I was like, we didn't just, like, Gabriel didn't just know this, like, right
Yeah, that
then
one's
and
fair.
there. That was one that I was like, I can't believe we even hid
Okay,
that.
I didn't expect his dad to be her teacher though, as a whole.
Yeah, that shocked me.
There you go. Okay, I got you one. Okay, I got you
but-
one. Yeah, I didn't expect Wolfric to be his dad.
But if I would have had more time between knowing that she
You
even
didn't
met
need
his
time.
dad,
You didn't need time, bud. You just
well, they
needed
didn't
to
give me
enjoy
any.
it.
If there was like 2 chapters where it didn't tell me anything, I would have been like, oh yeah, I bet that was her teacher. But because it
Yeah.
all happened at once, I was like, I didn't have a chance to guess. It was like, I met your dad, and also he was my teacher.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, cool, okay. So that was neat. But I mean, there was still a lot of other cool shit. Like it doesn't. Twists don't make the whole book for
I
me.
totally agree.
The action
it didn't feel like a
scenes-
book that is a big twisty book. Yeah.
No,
I don't think it
no.
is supposed to be that, right?
And I think where it hits it pretty well, I mean, it hits it pretty well. Whenever things happen, even if I predict it, the setup for it is really good. Like when the dog bit Dior, I was like, oh, okay, he's got some blood in him now. Like,
Mhm.
you know, but like we established that that's like something that can be done if they drink the blood. I appreciated the way they used some of the things that I predicted they would do, but the way they did them was really Jay, Christoph did a really good job.
Is Gabriel dying in this last book?
Maybe.
I can't imagine him living like a happy ending after all this.
Yeah, I don't think he. Yeah, I think he'd want to be. I think he wants to be with his wife and his daughter, like in death.
I don't know.
So we'll see. I mean, like I said, this book ends. So it ends in a way of like Dior's dead and Phoebe's husband gets killed again immediately, which I was just like, oh man, that was raw. They did us dirty there. But I loved that. I loved how like it's like, how did she come back to life? She stabbed her in the heart, and it was just like, she doesn't fucking have one. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I pictured, you know, when Lust dies in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and she does that one last charge at Alphonse, and she's on fire. That's kind of what I pictured when Lily like popped out and killed Dior. But
yes,
I think the book leaves off in a very interesting way because I don't know who knows what or like where, like how much time has passed. Because like, okay, so thank God Selene's chapter ends with like Mother Marin coming out because the whole fucking book we're trying to find this bitch, and I thought for a minute we forgot, and she came out and it made sense. The blood ran down, pops out, and Dior comes back to life some way somehow. The question for me becomes: Does Gabriel know that she's back from the dead at all with anything he's doing? He's working with Joaquin, which that was a good twist. That was fun. When I rewound, I was listening to that part. I was like, wait, what? This motherfucker's here? Like, I knew there had to be some sort of plan. I was like, there's no way they got both these motherfuckers trapped here and there's no like plan in place. There's no way. But he thinks the Grail's broken, and it seems pretty obvious that he does. So maybe I'm just interested to see what kind of story we're telling in this next one. Is it one that's we're still telling something that has happened?
I mean, it feels like we're still going to be telling the past for like a quarter of the book.
But it feels like it has to still take place in the present. But at some point,
we have to start fixing things, right, from the present. That's how the book's going to end, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, because this is supposed to be the end. It's supposed to be a trilogy.
This is the last one. So I don't know.
You got to imagine large... I'm hopeful that at very minimum, half the book has to be present forward, right? Of like fixing everything. So.
You'd have to think something. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I was already looking forward to this next book. After really finishing this book today, I'm just like, okay, I gotta know what happens next because, man,
yeah, Tuesday,
and I'll start it. I will start it as soon as I get it.
Probably next episode I'll have it done, but.
Yeah, I gotta get it done before the Sun Eater comes out, but
yeah,
I'm certainly gonna pound through it because this book, I mean, the action's fun. I mean, don't even get me started with some of the other characters like Lachlan and
rocks,
dude, so cool. I do think his like change of heart, like there were some like convenient, like but
that's
whatever
storytelling.
Like, that storytelling, whatever. It's fine. They've been brothers. It was a good way to meet a new character that we know is eventually going to die because we know that Gabriel's the last Silver Saint. But like, he didn't die in this one. He did some cool shit. He fought his fucking brother. I forgot that he was like established as their like little brother earlier on. So when he came in to fight, I was like, oh, actually, this is rad as shit. Like, this is actually, there's some great hype action moments in this whole book. And those are the twists that I like not a plot centered twist, but just like a anime moment. Goku's coming in to save the crew, kind of last ditch effort fight scene. And this book did that really well, well. It brought more of the horror. It brought more of the world building by going and seeing like the
vampires themselves.
Well, the vampires themselves, seeing how they live, but also the wolf, bear, other fucking people, the people that can change. The Wolf Brothers are
I
not
forget what
Wolf
they call
Brothers,
them.
but
Skin
yeah,
witches is what they call them in the
Dream
derogatory.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah, we know the
Flesh
racist
witches.
term for them, but flesh witches. But yeah, I mean, even when Phoebe comes back, that's like I didn't see it coming. I did not see that coming, and her being like a changeling. And he sprinkles like these little things and then uses them later, and that was one of those things. Like they talk about the skin changers in the first book, but you don't really see any. And then boom, here you go.
Here we
Wada
are.
Bing. I was worried about her when she got shot. Oh, also, I want to say this. Gabriel, I can't imagine after everything that happened in this book, he ever wants to have sex again. Because every time he has sex, something awful happens. Every single time. Every single time.
I can imagine it.
He fought a bear woman completely naked because it looked like he almost killed the bitch he was having sex with. It was just like, how are you not traumatized to be like, I would have sex right now, but like,
well, he's
I
always
don't want to
drunk
put
when
my...
these things happen too, so maybe that helps.
Yeah.
He's always
Yeah.
absolutely plastered,
I don't know.
shit-faced, so that might help the lack of scarring.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a great... like,
He's
of the
awesome.
dad taking on a girl or a kid that's not their kid trope that we see in fucking everything these days.
Yeah.
This is a fun one. This is a fun one to
He's
watch.
awesome.
Yeah.
One of my faves.
Like the characters, like the plot. Spooky
I don't have
season.
much
It was
have much
cool
more to
reading this book
say.
now.
Yeah.
I could probably talk about more scenes that I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I mean, the battle on the bridge was sick. I'm hopeful. I almost hope John Francois like lives the whole thing. Like, and you know, like I kind of like him.
Where I don't have much more to say about this one. I'm just like ready to know what happens in the next one because I read this book years ago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and I just reread it, so I'm like, I'm just ready to know what happens.
And we will, and I think
6 days.
we'll read it, and we'll do a YouTube video, maybe a podcast episode, and talk about because we'll be off now for a little bit because Ernie and I recorded the Apes episode, so we got some time, but we'll still do YouTube videos. But
we'll make it happen.
Yeah, this was a fun way to end the spooky season. Excellent book. I mean, it's got a pretty good Goodreads rating.
What is it?
I think it's like 4.5 or 6.
Really?
I do think so.
My guess is like 4.47. That's my guess.
The third one already has a 4.7.
Well, that's all fake. That's just people that love the series that are trying to.
I wasn't sure.
4.56. That's so high. That's really good.
That's pretty high. Yeah, I was happy to see that because even when I only read half of it, I was like, I was excited to go into this.
4.33,
which is fair.
Yeah, I think it's great though. I love it.
Yeah,
big fan.
Yeah. And if they ever do, I think this one works better. Like, whereas I think the first book works better as a TV show, I think you could fit this book into a movie. This could be a film.
A great one at that.
Mm-hmm. Which I appreciate. Next book is 800 pages, I think I saw.
That's about right. This is 700.
A beefy boy.
Yeah.
And hopefully they let it be beefy. Don't print it with those goddamn Bible pages.
He has said that he'll be taking care of that.
Thank God.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Unfortunately, though, that means that I'll have like a couple different. You know, there are also different sizes, which pisses me off, right? Like my second book is not the same height as my first one. Yeah, from the same publisher. Come on.
Yeah, you're smarter than that.
Hey,
that's our one gripe about the book.
Yeah, the publishers, the printers.
Yeah.